unavailable.
Mm-hmm. And we have to learn how to say that. We have to learn that we can't do everything, and it's okay. Again, like we talked about in so many different ways, I feel like I have to help everybody.
Yeah.
You know, with my family, they'll call and they pour it out. So what I've learned to do, sometimes I just sit and I listen. And I was the person, I take it all on. There was points where I was taking it out and it was just sitting there, and I was never pouring it back out or just, you know, getting it off of me. I was holding on to everybody's anger and everybody's issues. And then I got to a place where I'm like, okay, I can talk to them about it. I can listen to them. And if I feel like they want to hear what I have to say, then I tell them, okay, well, try it this way. And if you don't, and then you just keep doing the same thing, you keep calling me and bothering me, at this point, we're not going to talk about the same thing again. We're not going to do this anymore.
Yeah, we're not doing this.
Yeah, but it definitely, you have to set your boundaries.
You have to set them boundaries. I had to learn that too. Especially with relatives. Notice I said relatives.
Because they pull.
Yeah, because you have those relatives and then you have family. There's a big difference.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, you got relatives, you got those that are you're biologically bonded to. Then you have family, those who love you. They're not gonna take you to those through those things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Family, and they're not the ones that normally family is not the ones that you're biologically tied to. Family are those like friends that have been there for you.
You have to work for them.
Yeah, and you but those relatives, you have to set those boundaries because they will drain the wheels out of you.
And I think especially us, because what we've gone through and how we want to break things, we want to change things for our family. You know, I think I forgot it exactly how you said it, but there's some people that are not going to want to deal with us, and they don't know how to receive us because we're doing something different.
Yeah,
they don't know how to take us, and so it's like, okay, no, I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing this for mine.
Yeah,
and if you don't understand that, it's okay. You're not used to it. Oh, I'm speaking another language to you. Oh, okay. Either you get on board or keep it going, keep it pushing.
And then you're deemed as the black sheep or the different one.
And I've got
or
to
the
place
bougie.
it's definitely how it is with me. So when when my mom's family see me, it's like, oh okay, oh, that's how y'all see me. Oh, I'm bougie. I'm stuck up. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I sleep good at night, baby. I'm okay.
I sleep well,
baby. So it's different, but it's okay. We set those boundaries, and you will respect them. If you don't respect them, then you don't deserve to be in my life.
Yeah, you don't deserve that space.
No.
So, what would be your last and final piece of advice that you could give any woman or young lady that's in the spaces that you're currently in with the relationship, or any advice that you could just give them in general as it relates to any emptiness or voids or low self-esteem or anything that they may be dealing with?
Heal. Set your boundaries. Those are mainly my two things: healing and setting your boundaries.
Mine would be it's okay to not be okay. Turn your pain into a purpose. And again, to piggyback, setting boundaries.
Loving yourself. Love yourself first.
And self-love. Yes.
That's definitely number one. Self-love is everything.
Piggybacking off of what you said, that it is okay to be okay, not to be okay, as well as owning up to how you feel. Because like you said, we push those feelings away, and it's not that they just go away, they're just hiding.
Yep, and they come out later.
Exactly, and you never know when it's going to come up. So you have to address those at that time. So you aren't 40, 50 years old, still dealing with the same thing and not realizing or understanding where it's coming from.
I got one more too. Just like physical health is important, so is mental health.
Yes.
So to break the stigma of thinking that therapy and counseling is not for us, it is. Going to counseling and therapy is great, especially in our community. It's okay to pray about it, but God gives us people to go, and they give us the tools to work through our things, to sit in it. You know, we need someone who doesn't know us, who is unbiased to our situation. So they give us the tools to get through those things. It's okay to go to therapy. That's just, I want to get that out of there, break that stigma.
Yeah, it's okay to have a voice. Speak up.
Yeah, I think y'all hit on everything that I would say. Boundaries, learning who you are, learning your triggers, learning why your relationships flow the way that they do, apologizing to who you need to apologize to for how you may have hurt them, because that's something we don't talk about a lot. Accepting apologies, forgiving people, letting go.
Yeah.
And it sounds easier said than done sometimes, but holding on hurts us so much more.
Yes.
The letting go phase, I'm not saying you won't experience any, pain or frustration, but that'll eventually be over. Holding on, that'll just keep being like a revolving door.
And it's okay
Definitely
to tell your
counseling.
truth. That's another thing. It's okay to tell your truth.
Yeah,
your truth
truth.
is
Your
your
truth.
truth.
Yes.
Don't feel like you have to press it down
No.
and hide it.
That's
Share
your truth.
your truth. That's a part of your healing
That's
for
a
you.
big one.
Yeah, because for years people never shared their truth.
Yeah.
And it hurts them in relationships and
Yeah.
marriages, in any ship. It hurts. So
Yeah.
tell
And
your
don't be-
truth.
And don't be scared of the things that you start realizing about yourself.
Right.
That's good.
Because
Baby.
listen, when you start actually realizing that stuff, you can't run from it.
No.
You cannot run from it. You have to stand in your truth.
Yeah,
you have
you
to
got to
stand
stand
in
in
all
it.
of that scary stuff, because it's just gonna keep coming back.
Healing is uncomfortable.
Very.
But it's a good uncomfortable if it
Right.
makes sense. Because
Right.
later on,
Mm-hmm.
you be like, dang,
You gotta get
It's
dirty
the
to
weight
grow.
lift. Yeah.
you
It's the
got
weight
to.
lift.
You gotta get dirty to grow.
You do. I like
Yeah.
that.
And
That's good.
and for me, forgiveness is not for the other person. It's for
It's
you.
for you.
Even, and sometimes you got to be okay without getting an apology.
Yeah.
Baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
that's a big one, because
I done forgave a lot
I
of folks. I
think-
ain't never heard it. I'm sorry.
two is, and it takes a long time to get here, because people will say you're making excuses for your family, but sometimes you're really not.
Mm-mm.
Some people did the best that they could.
Because that's all they knew.
They did what they were taught.
Mm-hmm.
Some people in our past generations,
Mm-hmm.
they have wounds that they never healed.
Right.
Never touch. Don't know
And
how to
because
heal.
of the black community for years,
Mm-hmm.
counseling was never an option. They navigated through life the best way they knew how.
Right.
And what we don't understand sometimes is, I may have experienced you this way for this amount of years, but then now that I'm in my older stages, or me and you had this conversation previously a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but now that I'm here dealing with this, or the older person, whoever it may be,
Mm-hmm.
people automatically think I'm going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I did the best I could to raise you, and now because I have nobody else in the house keeping me busy, all my emotions just spilling over, and you don't
Right.
recognize me because I didn't heal from this unspoken
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think learning that extending grace to our grandmothers, great grandmothers, great great grandmothers, anybody is still blessed to have, your
Yeah.
great great parent, is because what we're doing here, they weren't able to do that.
They were not able to do it.
You
It wasn't,
open
no,
your
don't
mouth.
talk about it.
Yeah, it was unheard.
Yeah, you open your mouth about some stuff that we talked about today, you getting beat,
You get busy.
you
Stay in a child's place.
Yeah,
Don't speak on it. You don't
exactly.
say anything.
That mouth
So
back.
if that was between being hurt physically, mentally, sexually, however, it was told don't say
Talk about
nothing. You let it go, and we were never supposed to talk about it because, like you say, they didn't think therapy was not an okay thing. It's
Right.
like, oh,
You're
you
gonna
crazy.
pray about
You
it.
going to
Yeah.
what they used to call it back
Rob.
in the days? The
asylum.
not the psychiatrist. I don't know what
The
they used to call it.
asylum and the psych ward.
Yeah, they
and-
used to think that because
They
They
call
were
it
never-
fourth floor.
there you go.
Yeah.
That's it. The fourth floor. That's
Yep.
it.
I was like, boy, I tell you, first of all, you ain't gonna make it out of Piedmont. I'm just gonna say.
You definitely ain't
You
gonna make it.
You
But yeah,
broke toe. You wasn't
Right.
making
It was
it.
never okay. I don't remember remember ever hearing that it was okay to talk about my feelings.
Right.
Like, I remember being this little girl riding on my bike with my baby doll, talking to my baby doll and myself, you know, or going into a closet and crying.
Right.
And I can't talk about it. Who am I talking to about it? Like, you know, my grandma, girl, go sit down somewhere.
Yeah, you gonna be
Or,
okay.
you know, you'll be all right. You'll be
You'll
all right.
pray
Suck
about
it up.
it.
Suck it up.
Right.
Baby,
You better
suck it
pray.
up. You'll be all right. So I never tell mine, suck it up.
Yeah.
I'm not telling them to suck it up.
No.
Oh no, we go talk about it. Even when they want to talk, come on, let's talk. I'm listening.
Yeah.
This is what I do to my kids. Give it
Yeah.
to me.
Give it to me.
Give it to
I
me.
like that.
So that's what I do to them. They have to give it to me. Mhm.
I think mine is different. Like, I'll tell Zamar and Jaden, because I feel like our main distraction is these days.
Yeah.
So when I feel like it's time, I be like, phones on the counter, find something productive to do. If you need to talk about something, let's talk. But these
Yeah.
two, they random. They don't say let's talk when I say let's talk. It'd be like
When
I
they
pick
want
them up
to-
from school,
They wanna
or-
talk.
Yeah.
or
They'll just start talking.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
them. I be on the phone and they be like, Julie be like, are you on the phone?
Yeah.
And then
You
she
see
could
me
just want to
talking.
get it out. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, go ahead, listening. I'm just listening. I'm listening. I could be getting ready. You want to talk right now?
Yeah.
I just told you I got somewhere to go. She was like, this.
Yeah.
I said, I got to go. Is this a to be continued? I guess, Mom.
Yeah.
So
Brent,
yeah,
you'll tell me in a minute. Mommy, can I tell you something?
I love when they say that. And then I love when they say, can we talk?
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, yes.
Yes.
And I literally, I stop what I'm doing and I'm like, I'm listening. And sometimes that's all they want you to do.
Yeah,
is just listen to them. They don't even want you to give them opinion. They don't want you to tell them that. They just want you to listen. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And I definitely think, coming from a mother, well, you know, my boy's my boy's dad is in Florida. And another thing I want to do, this is off subject, I want to have a youth panel like this.
Yes, definitely.
Because I feel like we don't hear from them enough on this stuff. And one thing that I've learned over the years is don't automatically assume that they're okay.
They're okay.
Because I'm handling everything. Because I know that I wasn't okay and my mom was handling
Oh,
everything.
definitely. I ask my girls all the time, y'all good?
Yeah, so I teach them, even with them being boys and growing into men, it's okay for y'all to cry.
Yes.
It's okay for y'all to get upset.
Yeah.
It's okay for y'all to show emotion because for so long we've taught black men in the community,
Don't
community, if you cry, you crying like a girl.
Yeah.
Or you soft. Like what is crying like a girl?
Yeah.
I
What is that?
asked Amar and Jaden one day, cause how y'all see me act, they get it worse at home. They be like, Mom. And so I said, what does that even mean? And Jaden, my youngest son, oh my God, he's a hot mess. That's just a whole nother
He
conversation.
ain't here to defend himself.
So I said, what does that even mean? I said, only girl babies cry when they come out. I said, boy babies don't cry. It's more like, what? Because how do you tell a little boy you're crying like a girl? I thought girl babies cry, boys babies cry.
Yeah.
I thought anybody can cry, so I think we have to, even as mothers with sons, like teach our sons that, so then when they get older and they start having kids, their kids not sitting here doing what we doing right now, because
I'm battling that part with my son. He's like, I was like, it's okay to cry. He's 11, and he's like, he's tall. He might be your son's height. Well, he's his dad's
Oh
height.
yeah, I did.
Yeah,
he
he's
is
so tall, right? And so he feels like, I'm not supposed to cry. Why? Who said you couldn't cry? Like, where did it come from? Like me and his dad telling him, like, who said that? You know, like, boy, bye. You're supposed to cry.
Exactly.
Let it out. You know. So I mean, we are actually getting him counseling because he lost 3 grandparents within a span of 5 years. You know, so my mother-in-law 2013, father-in-law 2016, then my mom 2018. So that's a lot of loss, and he's trying to mask it, and we know that it bothers him.
Right.
You know, so we are starting him counseling as well. But
That's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
It
it is. So
It's different.
different.
Every love hits different,
It
and
is.
that's something, you know, every loss hits different because you love them different, you know, and it definitely. Oof.
Yes.
My son asked me this morning, he said, Mom, can we stop and see grandma today? I said, no, Brent, we're heading somewhere else. He said, so when we come back,
Oh, he need to make sure he see his grandma.
I said, no, Brent, we're going home. I said, because I had something to do. He said, so you telling me I'm not going to see my grandma?
Take that baby to see his grandma.
So when you text me, I text her, I say, Mom, can you get your grandson today? Yes, bring him on.
I love it.
This grandparent
Yeah.
is something. I just be feeling
You
some
be like,
type
is this the same, is this the same person that
Exactly.
raised you?
Feeling some type of way because I'd be like, this cannot be life.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
I would have been smacked across the kitchen floor.
Yeah.
They did half of the stuff that they allowed them to do now because, like I say, my dad, before certain things have occurred, my dad would call the kids every day they get out of school, and he called and talked to them every day. I'm like, damn, you ain't call me?
Yeah, you be feeling some kind of way. You be
Like, I didn't
this
get
person.
that. Like, you call him and then he be like, okay, well, what you want? He will go get them something to eat. Again, now it's a little bit different, but they'll call him like, Granny, can you go to such and such and give me this? And he come knocking on my door. I'm like, why you at my door? Who called you? He come with Chick-fil-A bag, Bojangles bag. I'm like, you done been in 2 different places, bro?
Yeah.
Because they know mommy wasn't gonna do
exactly.
that.
Okay, we're not doing it.
Yeah, so it's totally different, and that's why I wish sometimes, you know, even they experienced that with my mom, but they would never experience that grandmother love. From
Yeah.
them. So that's good that your baby gets that.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know?
yes.
Definitely
Even
gets
that,
that.
like to my dad when he called me sometimes, hey, I'm like, hey, he say, what Brent? Well, how are you?
Yeah.
I had a good day today. How was
Yeah.
your day?
Yeah.
He was like,
Hi, sir.
yeah, oh, okay. So is Brent around you? You know what? Get off my phone. I'm
Yeah.
gonna hang up.
Brent gonna need a phone eventually.
Exactly.
Get him old track phone.
Yeah.
Bring
He can run up in his
phone.
up with his
Right.
granddaddy
He
girl.
is. He is.
And you can pay his phone too.
That
baby.
part though.
Yeah.
The thing is, he would.
Yeah, because for so long my dad did that with Marley. He paid her phone bill.
Really?
And don't let it get turned off when I start paying it. Because if I feel like she didn't do what she supposed to do, I'm not paying that phone bill. You know, that little prepaid phone bill. I'm not paying it this month.
Yeah.
So he'll come like, I called Molly's phone. Her name is Marley. But he calls her Molly. I called Molly's phone, but she didn't answer. I said, because it's off. Why? You can't pay the bill? I said, yes, sir, I can. What? Why you ain't pay it? Because she didn't do what I told her to do. Next thing I know, Marley's phone is on because her granddaddy wouldn't pay the bill.
I tell you, it's different.
It's different. It is very
It
different.
It's different.
Yeah. And my mama, she'll tell her, I tell her all the time, I say, I don't think I even exist to you now.
Not if you had them
She
children.
say, no, it's just different, B, it's just different.
Mm,
I hear you
sure.
talking.
Yeah.
She had them children, honey. You
Yeah, so I tell my brother and sister, look, y'all need to go ahead and do what y'all gonna do so y'all can take all of this weight off of me. Because she got one, I don't know, she getting full now again. She said, I need another one. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. I did my post.
Yeah, I was surprised when I got the Pandora bracelet because these two on their second fossil watch and all type of stuff. She gave me the. I said, I didn't know she could buy me stuff. That's nice.
I still say I don't like it.
That's nice.
look, daughters matter.
No, my
Oh,
mama,
but
I
yeah.
think you trying to butter me up for another one, ain't you? I don't even want it.
But I think too, just teaching our kids to be emotionally connected.
Right.
Because we were, I don't want to say we were taught or programmed to be emotionally disconnected. Because, you know, I had my mom that would say, talk to me about this and talk to me about that. But I think for me, because my mom was doing all that she could, it was a personal thing on me where I didn't want to make her feel like what I was dealing with was making her feel less than. If that makes any sense.
It does.
So, and we've had that conversation since, you know, I've been going through my process, acknowledging stuff about myself. And she told me, you know, I wouldn't have felt like that. You know, I wish y'all would have talked to me about this stuff. But I think, yeah, teaching our kids to be emotionally connected. And I'm just so glad that our generation and like now people in the Black community are more like, we gotta heal. We gotta face
Yes.
these family issues. We gotta, you know, like we gotta make moves. And yeah, I think we really gotta do that. But I was gonna say to you a second ago, and I don't even know where this came from, you have to let all the fear go. Like it's like heavy on you. Like it's like fear is just like written like straight across your forehead. But when it comes to your healing, fear cannot be anywhere in it, because once you get like, cause I'm still healing. Some people say they're at a place where they know how to handle. I'm not right there yet, but what I have let off of me and let go, it has me here now. You get what I'm saying? And so I can tell you and I can assure you that when you start crossing them thresholds, you gonna cross them like this, and you gonna walk slow for a little bit. But when you get over, you gonna be like, "Dog, I should have been did that." Like
when you said about trying in relationships, and if it doesn't work, just walk away. That's my biggest thing.
Walking away.
That's my biggest thing is that it's hard for me to let people go because it's like I don't want to I don't want that whole disdain with someone and things like that. I don't want nobody not to like me or things like that.
You sound girl. Let me tell you. Been there. I have been there. We'll talk about that because it'll take us all day. But I've been there, and I'm telling you, when I tell you the freedom that I feel, the peace that I feel, it is amazing. It is, when I say, because I have been there, and when you saying that was like you preaching to the choir. And I just recently, 2021 is where I started the journey. And I had to say to myself, no more. You don't get that. You will never get that energy from me ever again, because I love me more. You know what I'm saying? And so I know my worth, and I know I'm a good friend. And so when I know that, and I know they know that, that's why they keep coming back. You get what I'm saying? So I feel so much better. You know what I'm saying? And so, girl, walk away. Walk away like Loretta Devine did on Waiting Till Exhale and walk back, because you know they're watching you.
That's part of your healing.
Okay, and that's
you can't take everybody.
You can't, exactly, you can't. You know what I'm saying? And like they said, everybody has a season. Their season is up. Whatever it was that they were supposed to do in your life, or whatever that you was doing in their life, it's up. And that's what I had to say for this certain person. I love this girl to death. I miss her dearly. She was my girl, at least I thought. But baby, certain behaviors, when they're repetitive and you keep doing it, you keep changing, you keep hurting me, and I ain't done nothing to you. So she got to go. You dead weight.
And I will say that this past week, it was one that I ended the friendship. Is a coworker, so that friendship has ended, and it got a little messy and everything in that. But the biggest thing that, and I think she realizes it, but I know that I told her, I said it's done, because one thing that she repeatedly did, she was, well, I'm sorry that you felt this way. I don't like that. Apologize for your actions.
Acknowledge your actions. Acknowledge that you made me
feel that way. Don't apologize for how I feel, because I'm not sorry for how I felt, because you made me feel this way. And so I am getting to the point where I'm able to start cutting that off. I think that it could have been a little cleaner as to how that relationship ended, because of the fact that it was a work relationship. That's how it started. But like I said, that's why I feel like me writing things out so that I can be more tactful.
Well, you don't owe her no explanation, because see, that was her. That was all on her. Because those were hers. That was a choice she made. And see, it seems like she's repetitive for what she does. If she has to keep apologizing for what she's doing, she get the spirit. No. And that's what I'm going through now. So you don't owe her nothing.
And being okay with knowing that is
and you got to get to that point, because I had people telling me all the time, girl, but you have to get to that point. That's just like when somebody telling you, you got to leave such and such and such and such, or you need to, like when people kept, and I kept saying, I'm ready to lose weight. You have to get to that point. You have to get to that point. People can tell you all day long, you got to do things. You can do that, but you have to be ready to leave. Johnny, you got to be ready to lose the weight. You got to be ready to let that friend go. You have to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? And I had to be ready to get to that point. And girl, when I tell you, that's one of the best feelings in the world. You know what I'm saying? To let that go.
When you tired, you tired.
Baby, tired. T-I-E-D.
Friday and Saturday, because all of it happened on Wednesday. I was off on Thursday. I was able to, process everything as to what happened.
Friday and Saturday, I was able to work perfectly fine with her. I didn't have any ill will, cause like at first, whenever she said something to me, you can read the attitude, everything. My manager, he say, I picked up on. He said it's been going on for about 2 weeks or whatever. It's been longer than that. But it just got to a point where it was like just seeing her just changed my whole
soul. Yeah.
And so, like I said, once everything was hashed out, even as ugly as it was that it happened on Wednesday, I was grateful that it did happen. Because like I say, I was able to get all of those emotions out and everything like that. And Friday and Saturday, we even worked together by ourselves on Saturday. Perfectly fine. And like I said, that's why I think she's at a point now where she realizes that, okay, she done. So let me leave her alone. Yeah, it's no coming back now.
Yeah.
We are strictly work. We can be that way. And this is one of the first ones that it has happened happened with me. And I'm like, okay, I'm good.
I can do that.
Right, I can cut some more people off now.
Yeah. I'm telling you, girl, it's liberating, huh?
Yes, I can cut some more people off. So my fear, that's probably why you see it, because it's something that recently just happened for me.
Yeah.
Yes, and so it's like now I'm realizing that, okay, Beatrice, stop being scared.
Yeah, girl, that feels good, huh?
Yes, it does. Like I say, that whole atmosphere in the job just completely changed. So that's why you see it.
And I think we can close too, because I know Tab have to head out. But I was going to say, sometimes when I was talking, you see, I said we have to forgive ourselves and we have to apologize to ourselves. Because you said, I wish the situation would have ended differently or not so messy. But Steve Harvey said it, and I've stuck to this. It's like my thing. Steve Harvey said, we get in relationships, whatever ship, and we collect red flags.
Yes,
and we just be
ignore
like,
them.
give it to me. Give it
But
a
then
red
we
flag.
ignore them because
And
we're trying
then
to give
when
them the
this-
benefit of the doubt.
And then when the situation blow up looking crazy, he was like, we looking like the person just did us wrong.
No, we
But
did
we
us
also
wrong.
did ourselves
We
wrong.
accepted it. Yeah, we accepted it. We allowed it,
Saw
knowing that the
that.
flags were there. And I had to evaluate myself on some situations because I'm like, did I really? I let you do this to me? I let you do this to me? Man, no, I didn't. I let my guard down. I ignored all the red flags. I seen what you was doing. That you kept giving me.
Because like I said, this is a repeat of things that have
I knew, and when you know your worth, and it's still like you like, but you kept giving them the benefit of the doubt because you knew they had some issues too. You're like, okay, I know they'll get through it. It'll work. It'll work.
One that she got.
That's it. I know it'll work.
How she grew up.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep on, and then they keep hurting you, and they keep hurting you, and it's like, wait.
But she funny though. She made me laugh.
It's okay, baby.
You know what? Now I be like,
gotta go. But you can love them from a distance.
Exactly.
And that's how you gotta treat them now. I'm okay, babe.
Sometimes we have to, people that we know that we've been their crutch, we have to let them go so that even they can grow.
yes.
So we can't make excuses for their behavior.
Yes.
In all ships.
I tell people all the time, one of my biggest things that I know I've come a long way with is my mouth, how I treat people and how I handle people. And one of the things I just said not too long ago was I was having a crazy week. So what I do is I separate myself because I don't want to be the person that hurt people and say hurtful nasty things. When I know that I'm off, I'm gonna just separate myself and get myself together. And so I think that we can't make excuses for people's behaviors. I remember when I used to be acting crazy, my grandma used to be like, she crazy. I told y'all something wrong with her. She used to be like, I told her I was gonna go get you something. And I used to always tell my mom, like if something would pop out, I would be like, see, people already know how I am, so I don't know why they keep trying to.
And that's
and
the
my
that
mama
right there we
used
use
to
that.
look me in my face and say, just because people know that's how you is, that don't make it cute.
Yeah.
That was her main thing. Something don't make something cute.
Yeah.
And so now, if I was still a nasty person to you when you talk to me, and to you, if y'all disconnect from me, it would. If I would have met y'all how I was before, it's not like I like deliberately disrespected my friends, but I know I probably did some stuff that be like, okay, DeAndre, I'm about to drop kick you. But at the same token, if I acknowledge that and I'm aware of that now, but I still treat y'all like that, and y'all cut ties,
Can't blame nobody but yourself.
like it's like okay. So
Mhm.
sometimes you just gotta move out of people's way.
Yeah, you just gotta.
And let them blossom into what they supposed to blossom to, or don't. Because
Yeah.
one thing that I've accepted, even backtrack into relationship with my dad, is sometimes people evolve. And
Sometimes they
they
just,
don't.
they
Sometimes
just
they
stagnant.
Yeah,
They
sometimes they're
Right.
okay with remaining
Yeah.
where they are, and you can't do anything about that.
Mhm.
And you have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Well, I think we can go ahead and close.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
give
'cause
a
we
snap.
freezing.
You go ahead and stop. Yeah.